and welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we really appreciate you watching. Of course, if you missed any part of this show, you can go back to verdevalleytv.com. Check us out there. Check us out on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Got a great Facebook page. We'll keep you up to date on who's coming on the show. Well, as usual, who's coming on the show today? The best people in the Verde Valley, great people, organizations making huge differences, lots of things happening, and of course, great music. That's just how we roll here at the Verde Valley Experience. Our first guests today are from the Cottonwood Lions Club. We're going to have Paul Green and Ron Black with us. Now, the Lions Club International is the largest worldwide service club in the world. Yeah, it's awesome. And of course, Cottonwood serves Clarkdale, it serves Camp Verde, it serves the area right here. Nice big thing. We're going to talk about the glasses program, the eyesight program. Very, very neat thing, making a big difference to those folks that perhaps need a little vision assistance in the area. So we'll hear all about that from the Lions Club guys. Then we're going to have with us Jerry Strand. She's from the American Legion District 8. She is the Centennial Program Manager. That's right, Centennial. The American Legion turns 100. They're having a huge celebration in Camp Verde in honor of that. So Jerry will be here to tell us all about the American Legion, what they're doing for their centennial, and what they do every day. It's just awesome. Then from NACOG, it's going to be awesome. Today is all about helping everybody. The Northern Arizona Council of Governments and the Area Agency on Aging will have Programs Manager Brandon Baxter. He's going to talk about the Pinwheel Party and the Grandparents Raising Their Grandkids Symposium. All kinds of information. If you're a grand person and you have grandkids and you're involved in their life a lot, you may find some really helpful information at that. So you may want to stick around for that. Then we'll have with us Ron McClain. He's a shaman. He's a vortex guide. He's every man. He's from Sedona. He's awesome. He's going to tell us all about vortexes. You have been waiting for years to hear it firsthand. What the heck is a vortex? Well, you're going to hear all about that today. Then we'll go on location, courtesy of our sponsors at Cat and Verde Links, to the beautiful Sedona Red Rocks. And we'll talk with Keep Sedona Beautiful's Nancy Spinelli. We're going to talk about all the programs they have that are just amazing and all the volunteer opportunities that you have, which are also amazing. And then we'll have music from Hank Erwin. It's been almost 2 years to the day, he says, since he's been on the show. He's got a new album out. He's just finished his world tour. It's awesome. Thrilled to have him back. So there's your show today. We're going to get started with our wonderful gentlemen from the Lions Club in Cottonwood. Thank you for being here. Paul, nice to see you. Ron, it's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for the service you do to the community. You know, it's just amazing what the Lions Club does, Ron. How long have you been around now in Cottonwood? I think it's a while.
Well, I've been here 15 years. I've been a Lion for 45 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Right out of high school.
Yes, right, exactly.
What attracted you to the Lions Club?
There was another club. Before we moved up here, I was in Chandler, Arizona, and there was another club, but they met at a time I couldn't make it. I was in the school business, so making meetings when they met was tough. And we put together a morning club, and we met at 6:30.
Ooh.
And that's kind of, and it grew from there. And at one point in time, we were the largest service organization in town of Chandler. And Chandler was up to 300,000 people now. Then it was during their growth stages when it was in 60, 70,000 people at that point in time.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for sticking with it for so long.
Well, thank you.
That's great.
For having me.
Paul, how long have you been a Lion?
20 years.
20 years, again, straight out of high school.
Right.
That's awesome. What drew you to be a Lion?
One of the Knights of Columbus members, and he owns Westcott Funeral Home. His name is Fred Gonzalez and Steve Palmer. They encouraged me to join.
Nice. Very, very good. Now, Ron, you are the chairperson of the eyesight program. That's a really big thing for the Lions. What is the eyesight program?
Okay, the eyesight, that's our major focus internationally, is eyesight and hearing. In early 1900, when the Lions Clubs International chartered in 1917, early on in 1926, they invited Helen Keller to come to their national convention.
Wow.
And adopted eyesight as their major focus for Lions International. So she tagged them the Knights of the Blind, the Knights of Sight. And from there, I was in the school business, so vision was very, very important. Preventable types of situations, plus improving helping families that needed glasses, children that needed glasses, and it's just kind of grown from there. It's taken a different twist up here because the majority of the population are seniors here, and we have we all purchase about 100 pair of glasses every year for people who can afford who need to have glasses. They can't afford the glasses. We work out of the Old Town Mission. We also have 3 optometrists in town who provide services for us. We have a lens company in Phoenix, in Mesa, that do our lenses for us. And we work with people have to apply. We have to they have to qualify financially for it, and we work from there with it.
Wow. I know that the first Tuesday of each month at 10, from September to June, you're over there at the Old Town Mission. You're assisting the folks in need of glasses.
Yes, at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're there for an hour every week.
Okay.
And it takes, once we get them in and got their prescription, it takes them about 2 weeks to get their glasses back.
Okay.
Right.
Wow. That's great. And you have a fundraiser coming up on April 20th in front of the Fry's Shopping Center, raising money to purchase these glasses and also hearing aids. You do hearing aids too.
Well, right now we're just exploring the hearing aid. It's quite expensive, and but we met with the hearing aid people out of Phoenix this week, and I'm going to be looking at it and making some presentations to our club if we want to expand that program.
Well,
we're also going to be at Safeway this week.
Yep, that's
in front of Safeway, collecting funds for what we call our eyesight program.
Sure. Also known as the White Cane.
White Cane Days, that's what I was looking
White
for.
Cane Days,
Yes.
So,
right.
Yeah. Now, Paul, you're a volunteer with so many things in the area. Are you going to be at the fundraiser?
Yes, I will.
Excellent. That's great. It's great to see your face all over town. And as a person who wears glasses, who else? He knows the best as far as that goes. You also do a really cool thing with the schools. You go into the schools and talk about eyesight and such.
Well, the main thing we do in the schools it's what we call flags for first graders. During one of the patriotic holidays during the year, and we focus in on Veterans Day, we go into all the first grades that will invite us or want us to be there, and we talk about the flag. We give each one of them a flag with a pedestal, and they could take it home. And many of the kids have mom and dads are veterans, so they can identify with that, and they get a flag they get to take home and be very, very proud of.
Well, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh. Now, Paul, I know the Lions Club sponsors one of the best car shows in the state of Arizona.
Yes,
and I love cars, so that's one of my favorite things. Do we find you there every year as well?
Yes, you do in Clarkdale.
Yeah, the Clarkdale Car Show, which
we
we
set up
passed.
at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we stay until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
That's a good one. So the Lions Club are everywhere. You see them. Now, if you want to be a member of the Lions Club, what does that involve?
You come to Denny's on the 1st and 3rd of the month, and then come to Denny's at 6:30. Right. And then we'll treat you to breakfast, and then and then we'll get you an application.
How about that? Free breakfast. Of course, you got to get up at 6:30 to the Denny's in Cottonwood. That's the 1st and 3rd Tuesdays of the month. If you want to check the club out, see if it's something you want to get involved with. Now, if they want to make a donation, Ron, if they're not going to, for some reason, you're not going to make it to the front of Fry's on April 20th, and you want to help the Lions Club along, what should they do? Okay,
there's 2 things. One of our major fundraisers is what they call the State Tax Credit Program. All 401(c)(3)s, which are nonprofits that are registered with the state, if they are a state taxpayer, they have a tax liability. They can give up to $800. And that deadline for the 2018 taxes is next week on the 15th of April. But if they get it after that, it'll be on the 2019 taxes.
Okay. Yep,
and it's a dollar for dollar. What your contribution comes off the liability that you have to be a state taxpayer. If let's say you pay federal taxes, but you live in Wisconsin and pay Wisconsin taxes, that wouldn't qualify. You have to pay Arizona state taxes.
Okay.
And it's a dollar for dollar off of your tax your tax bill.
Well, that's true. Well,
yes.
Awesome. Well, they can give you a call at the Lions Club. That's super easy. Or go to cottonwoodlions.org.
Right, yes. It's all that information is on our website.
Oh, great. Thank you both for being here. Paul, Ron, it's wonderful to see you guys. Appreciate what you're doing with the Lions Club. Go to cottonwoodlions.org for more information. And don't go away, because we'll be right back with more of the Verde Valley Experience.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
Mandalay Homes introduces the new Ion Series, a revolutionary new approach to home building innovation and energy management. Built on a foundation of industry-leading energy efficiency and sustainable building practices, the Ion Series home redefines how we use and manage renewable energy. Contact a Mandalay Home sales executive today to learn more, or visit one of our Ion Series communities throughout northern Arizona.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now here with Jerry Strand. She's from the American Legion. She is the American Legion District 8 Finance Officer and also the Centennial Program Manager, which is a big deal. Wow, 100 years of the American Legion.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a big deal.
Going strong.
Oh, absolutely. Wow. So, well, let's talk about the celebration. What are you doing to celebrate the centennial?
May I show my flyer?
Absolutely.
Okie doke.
It's a great flyer. I love the truck. It looks like a bit like Mater.
Show it to you?
Yeah, it looks like Tow Mater. Camo Tow Mater.
Yeah, we have a lady that's part of our auxiliary, and she is just so good with graphics. And so she came up with this flyer for us, and we put a little flag behind there just to represent the American Legion and patriotism at its finest.
Absolutely. April 27th from 11 to 3 at Camp Verde Community Park on Holloman Street. Food, games, activities, music, all kinds of great stuff happening to celebrate 100 years of service to the communities, the state, and the nation. It's just amazing.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
And we are offering to our nonprofits, we're not selling anything. I don't want anybody to think that it's an opportunity to sell. It is not. An opportunity for our nonprofit organizations. As we were talking to the Lions, they might want to come out and bring a booth, absolutely free, and showcase their organization as a nonprofit and the things that they do for the community, just like we do.
That's great, Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay, so all nonprofits in the area can get a booth for free, for no charge, and they can, tell people about their organizations and what they do.
Absolutely.
That's unheard of. I love that. If they want to do that, should they contact the American Legion? Contact
my husband. It's something I got him to do.
Nice.
His name's Jim. And his number is 928-301-7273.
Okay, 928-301-7273. Very good. Okay, so Jim's the man. Hit him up. His phone's going to start ringing any second. Wow. So as far as the celebration goes, I know that it's a family-friendly event.
Yes.
There's games for kids, and it's free. It's free to go there.
Right.
And there's going to be food available for purchase, and it's going to be nearly 19 nearly 18, 19 prices or something.
19 prices.
19 prices.
But our goal is to make it free. And we are working with a lot of businesses who are donating various things, food products. And so on April the 27th, we are 99% sure it will be totally free.
Wow.
Totally free.
Okay. What are you still needing?
Let's see, what are we still needing? We're still needing some beverages, non-alcoholic, of course. It's a family event.
Sure.
And some food items like chips and things of that nature.
Okay.
We've had some very nice donations from various businesses in the area, and they continue to come in as we speak, really. So
very good.
We're also looking forward to ice cream, you know, and we're going to have a pie eating contest for the kids.
Oh, fun.
So I hope we don't have any adults who really want to do a pie eating contest, because it's only for the kids.
Only for the kids.
But lots of games and toys and, you know, kind of, I don't want to say carnival atmosphere, but the 1919 atmosphere when the American Legion was chartered, and a time when families did things together in the community.
That's true. Now, in the past 100 years, what are some of the accomplishments that the American Legion has done? There's lists upon lists.
There is a list upon list, but I just brought some of the ones that are, you know, that we're really primarily known for. The American Legion has always been behind Boy Scouts. And in 1919, the Boy Scouts were officially made a part of the American Legion as a sponsored program. And approximately right now we have 6,400,000 youth who have been and are part of the American Legion and the Boy Scouts of America.
Wow, 64,000.
64,000 youth out there. Youth is one of our really big programs. We're really into kids. We're primarily veterans, but our next aim falls with children. After all, where will we be without our youth? You know, in another 100 years. If we don't have kids, we just really don't have a lot to look forward to. So the Boy Scouts was one of our big ones. We were instrumental in creating the Veterans Bureau, which was the forerunner for the VA. Veterans Association administration. I don't know if you're familiar with either program Boy State or Girl State. It's happens annually, and right now we're actually selecting locally our post for 135 in Cornville. We work with the youth in Sedona, the high school there. And so we are selecting boys to go to Boy State, which happens to be at NAU. And we've already selected the girls who will go to the University of Arizona. And this program is really important because it teaches our youth about government, state and federal government, how it operates. The students get there. It's a full week of information, voting, forms, how you do, what you do. They're probably, most of these students are better informed after that week at Boy State and Girl State than your average adult.
That's great. What other kind of things you got going on there?
We've got a lot of great stuff.
I bet.
One of our past department commanders actually helped in the writing of the paperwork for the GI Bill. So that's probably our biggest legislative event that happened.
That's amazing.
And a lot of other things. We have programs that have helped with disaster relief and things of that nature.
Wow, that's amazing. But great stuff.
We do a lot, and that's what people say. Jerry, I don't want to hear any more about it.
Oh my gosh. Well,
so
I bet you
much.
what, if you go to the Centennial Celebration on April 27th between 11 and 3 at Camp Verde Community Park on Holloman Street in Camp Verde, if you go there, Jerry will be there, right?
I will
and
be
Jim
there.
will be there.
Yes.
And you want your ears talked off about the American Legion. Jerry and Jim will be there to help you out with that. So make sure you check it out. You want to get involved? Just go online. You'll see the American Legion there. You'll see your local posts here in Cornville, 135. Check them out. Of course, you know, it's a great thing.
May I add one thing? And if you come, our keynote speaker will be Congressman Gosar.
Get out.
Paul Gosar will be there to encourage and share some of the information for the American Legion.
Wow. That's
Promise
fantastic.
it won't be a political announcement.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry. That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
Fabulous views and unmatched quality with efficiency in mind. Just announced, C&B Construction is the only contractor ever to win the EPA's coveted Indoor Air Plus Leaders Award 4 years in a row. These Energy Star certified homes provide unparalleled energy efficiency, comfort, durability, and indoor air quality. C&B Construction is currently building at Gray Fox Ridge and Crossroads at Mingus. C&B Construction, locally respected and nationally recognized.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles.
Mandalay Homes introduces the new Ion Series, a revolutionary new approach to home building innovation and energy management. Built on a foundation of industry-leading energy efficiency and sustainable building practices, the Ion Series home redefines how we use and manage renewable energy. Contact a Mandalay Home sales executive today to learn more, or visit one of our Ion Series communities throughout northern Arizona.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm now here with Brandon Baxter. He's from the Northern Arizona Council of Governments and the Area Agency on Aging. He is the programs manager. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You do so much.
We do. We cover a large slew of supports and services for the aging and the disabled population here in Northern Arizona. And there's a growing need, as you know. The demographic is not getting smaller.
Yes, or younger.
No.
Yeah, Arizona is well known as being a retirement state, so that is definitely going to keep you guys in business.
It does, it does. And as we see that we continue to age as a community, we know that people are continuing to reach out for more supports and services so they can age in place and continue to remain in their community for as long as possible.
That's true. And when you talk about support and services, what are we looking at?
Well, you know, we look at everything from funding Meals on Wheels programs to the congregate meal sites at your activity centers, all the way to your family caregiver supports programs, your Medicare benefits counseling programs, your long-term ombudsman program that looks out for people in assisted living and facilitated care environments. And honestly, the list goes on and on and on. It's basically everything that you can imagine that would support you and your family to age in place for as long as possible in your community.
Wow, and that's so important. You know, that's really where the comfort zone is, to age in place and not have to be shuffled around. And these days with the interesting family units we have, let's say, you know, it's definitely not the conventional 1950s anymore. You know, nowadays, one of the things you've got coming up is a grandparents symposium.
Correct. So I believe it's April 27th at Prescott Valley Event Center on the lawn. We're going to have from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. a Grandparents Raising Grandchildren Expo that's going to open up people's eyes to the amount of supports and services that are out there for the growing demographic of grandparents raising grandchildren. Many people don't realize that 1 out of every 8 children in northern Arizona is actually being raised by a grandparent.
Wow, that's an incredibly high statistic.
It is. So we want to make sure that they know that we're there to support them, and that if they have questions, if they have any concerns, whether it be about custodial issues or whether it be about now I have to help educate an individual and I haven't really been in the parental role for some time and things have changed. What is out there as far as supports and services to make sure that my loved ones are supported and that I myself have the opportunity to take care of myself. Self-care is a big thing when you talk about the realm of caregiving, whether it be caregiving for a spouse, a child, or a grandchild.
That is true. And you say what support and help is available. You wouldn't think any would be, really. I think, well, I'm on my own here. And if you were a grandparent and you haven't done this parenting thing for like 20 years, whoa.
That's the common misconception, and it's quite unfortunate, actually. We hear quite frequently, if I'd have only known about you guys 5, 10 years ago. And we want people to know about us. We want them to know that the supports and services are out there, that these are funded through the Older Americans Act and Social Service and Community Development Block Grants. So these programs oftentimes don't cost anything at it all to be a part of, and you just need to reach out to us and let us know what your concerns are, and we'll make sure we rally everybody around you to give you the support that you need.
Very nice, Brandon. Now, if they go to NACOG.org,
that's a great way. Lots of information there, and I always say go to NACOG.org/aging, and you can go to our events calendar right there and click on our events calendar and see all of our supports and services that are available.
You really do a lot.
We do.
You know, I had Lita Nelson in to talk about the Caregiver Symposium, which is basically about parents caring for, or children caring for parents.
Correct.
You know, basically, and all the trials and tribulations of being a caretaker of any person in your family. I mean, even just a parent taking care of a kid. I know that's challenging, and if I had to take care of my mother too, wow. But to find out that there's help, there's support, there's people who understand, there's programs designed on how you can get some assistance, perhaps with, you know, some time out.
And that's really important. That's incredibly important for those 64 million family caregivers that are out there right now supporting loved ones and caring for them day to day. And, you know, in the state of Arizona last year, family caregivers provided $9 billion worth of unpaid care to support their loved ones. And so we want to make sure that they are aware that these services are out there. As a matter of fact, we have a support group that meets every single Friday at a caring place just south of the Verde Valley Medical Center. And it meets from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. where people can get together and just share their experiences as being a caregiver and learn from other caregivers about supports and services that have been found to be successful and effective.
That's fantastic. Yeah, the support groups are incredibly helpful. Now, your event, the Pinwheel Party and the Grandparents Raising Grandkids Expo, happening on April 27th from 11 to 2 on the Prescott Valley Civic Center lawn. If we go to that, what will we see?
So you will see lots and lots of people out there planting pinwheels on the lawn, representing a healthy and happy childhood. We want to bring awareness to the fact that there are a lot of children out there that need supports and services because they're not necessarily being raised in that common parental home, and they're dealing oftentimes with situations of trauma, abuse, neglect, and they find themselves in this new non-parental upbringing situation, and we need to be able to reach out and support these families so they can realize that there is hope, there is help, and knowing that you don't have to have that kind of fear and anxiety of I'm doing this all on my own is really empowering to grandparents who are out there raising their grandchildren right now.
Absolutely, especially in some certain situations. You're right, it may not be the best situation. It may be very sudden, plop, oh gosh, you've got a young kid in the house once again.
Correct.
What do you do? Now, the expo is open to everyone. You
Absolutely
don't have to be
everybody.
a resident of Prescott. You don't have to be a resident of the Valley or anything. It just, you can make it there. Good, great.
And we have some great educational speakers lined up to talk about various topics as far as custodial issues, as far as supports and services. What do I do now? Which is kind of the first question. Okay, this is my reality. What do I do now? And we can help you with that. What comes next in the process?
Would you say that's the #1 most asked question?
It is, absolutely, without a doubt, because we don't plan for the unexpected. It kind of hits us and puts us into a mini crisis when it happens. So we can help bring that anxiety level down, let you know that you're not alone and that there are programs and supports available.
Well, that's true, especially the weekly support group at a caring place next to the Verde Valley Medical Center here in Cottonwood.
And from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and you can find more information about that at that NACOG.org, NACOG.org/aging. So that's a great place to go and look at the events calendar. We also have the registered Ask a Nurse that takes place on the first Friday of every month at the Prescott Library in the meeting room. So that'll be a great place to go ahead and visit with an RN if you have questions about your healthcare needs and you would just like to maybe get a little more information about what's available out there.
Wow, that's fantastic. Ask a Nurse program.
Yes.
That's great. All right, check it out. Go online, NACOG.org/aging. Brandon, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
What a great job you have being programs manager. I mean, you have 100 programs to manage. You're an incredibly busy guy, but helping people in the way that you do. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back with more of the Verde Valley Experience, so don't go anywhere.
Paul Stanley here with Stanley Steel Structures. We offer shade structures that provide style, value, and performance. Our Equinox louvered roof opens and closes to give you the ultimate patio experience. We also offer Alumawood shade covers that looks like wood but lasts like steel and never needs painting or maintenance. Visit us at StanleySteelStructures.com. Contact us today and be covered tomorrow. Stanley Steel Structures. Let us add some space to your place.
Hi, this is Todd at Todd's Appliances in Camp Verde. We can meet or beat any box store prices on major appliances. That's right, meet or beat any box store prices. We carry name brand appliances like Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Speed Queen. With same day, next day service, Todd's Appliance, Main Street, Camp Verde. We service what we sell and we sell what we service the least. Go to toddsappliances.com, 567-3062. See store for details.
Northern Arizona Mortgage Corporation is your local choice for personalized home loans, and they've been doing it since 1986. They help home buyers obtain FHA, VA, USDA guaranteed rural housing, and conventional loans. From start to finish, they offer a safe in-person application process with licensed loan originators. Contact Shelley White Collier at northernarizonaMortgage.com or call 634-4251. Visit their office, located at 707 East Dominguez, Suite 601, Cottonwood.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now here with someone I've been trying to get on the show for like 5 years. It's really awesome. We have with us Shaman Ron McClain. Ron, thank you for being here.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
You are a busy man. So, you know, we're busy doing things. So.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I've always wanted to talk about? You know, here in the Verde Valley, and of course we're right next to Sedona, we hear about vortexes all the time. There's a lot of misconception, a lot of myth, and a lot of strange things surrounding the vortex, and no pun intended when I say surrounding. But would you fill us in on what a vortex is?
Well, a vortex is simply a concentrated point of energy. And the idea of vortexes is based on the concept that everything in the universe is in a constant state of recycling, rejuvenation, and renewal. Oh no. I forgot.
That's always when that happens. See, somebody, the vortex is calling.
That's it.
Murphy's Law in the universe laughing at you right now.
That's it. So everything's in a state of renewal, rejuvenation, and so that means the energy can't be destroyed nor created, so these things are just concentrated places. And the ones we talk about are the ones that the Earth creates for herself. These are like the organs and glands of the planet, but up on the metaphysical plane. So it's one of the ways she keeps herself healthy. Then we find these places and we build stuff on them. Churches, chapels, cathedrals, temples, mosques, monuments, tombs, entire cities. How many cities were built right on a spot that was holy to the people before? And these were the vortexes. And we've been discovering these places ever since we came on the Earth as a species and using them for ceremony. And there is a scientific thing behind it because energy can't be destroyed nor created, so these things are energy. They just can't be measured by science yet. But there was a time we couldn't measure gravity, speed of light, cosmic rays. Didn't mean they weren't there, it just meant that we were not capable yet of detecting and measuring them. And that's the same thing with the vortexes. We're not capable of doing that yet, but one day science will do that.
Right.
Because to me, science and metaphysics are the very same thing. Because science sets out to prove out metaphysical truth, and metaphysics is the theoretical aspect of science. In fact, that's what I'm writing my master's thesis on right now. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
And the native people found these places, and they've been coming here for tens of thousands of years, but there are vortexes all over the world. They're all joined together in a system called the ley line system, spelled L-E-Y. Which means there's energy connection between these energy centers, energy being exchanged back and forth whenever, wherever, and in whatever degree is necessary for the health of the planet. So we can look at the body of the Earth as a great vortex that contains many vortexes. Our bodies are vortexes that contain many vortexes. Organs, glands, heart, brain, chakras, connected by meridians, lymphatic, nervous, and circulatory systems. And energy is being exchanged back and forth constantly. And if any of these energy exchange devices break down or get clogged up, we start falling out of balance or becoming ill. Same thing can happen to the planet. As above, so below. Because this type of vortex, and we have many types of vortexes, but the particular type we talk about in Sedona are called the major natural earth energy vortexes. And these are like the organs and glands of the planet up on the metaphysical plane. One of the ways she keeps herself healthy. It's like when I visited the Vatican, they were digging right next door to Vatican City. They'd gone back 650 BC uncovering temples there. Wow. Which literally predates Christianity. Christianity is just the latest religion to move in there, and who knows what's going to come after that.
Wow, that's fascinating.
It really is interesting stuff.
Yeah, and in this area, you mentioned the Native Americans. We talk a lot about Native Americans and why this area is so sacred. And I know that to them, vortexes were very sacred places of energy for healing and for ceremonials. It just elevates everything with that energy. Now, can you feel a vortex?
Some will feel the energy and some won't. Because everything in the universe vibrates at particular frequencies, including us, and so do the vortexes. So if you vibrate at the same frequency the vortex is, you're not going to feel anything different. So the whole point is not the phenomenon. I mean, it'd be great if every time we went to a vortex, a hair on our left arm stood up, and we all got a stamp. Got my stamp, we can go home now, you know. But what it is an intention. What do you want to use the energy towards accomplishing? There's what we call electric, which is the more outgoing, assertive, aggressive, masculine force. Magnetic, the more incoming, passive, intuitive, feminine. And electromagnetic, the balance between the two. And since our language is really limited when it comes to describing things that you can't really physically detect, we can only vaguely describe these things, so that's why we give them the names. To say this energy is different than this energy, which is different than the two combined together. So we call it electric, magnetic, and electromagnetic, male, female, and androgynous.
Right. I'd heard of them dubbed male and female type energies, you know.
But it's not directly that. And the electric and magnetic are not really scientific terms either, but we're still trying to talk about things that can't be physically detected yet.
Well, that is true. That is true. Now, why do you think people in this day and age seek out vortexes?
Well, they're seeking out something to help them understand themselves and how they fit into the universe better than sometimes what their standard, what their relationship to standard religions tended to be may not have answered all their questions. That's kind of how I got into it. My questions were not being answered by some of the things I was looking at until I came to Sedona and began to understand. And there's a lady came there in 1980 by the name of Paige Bryant, and she's the one who channeled the information on the vortexes that made our modern world aware of these places that the native people have been coming to for thousands of years. So I began to study with her, ended up studying with her for 15 years. We studied not only the earth and the vortexes, but also the Native American people, the nature of the universe, the nature of the soul, reincarnation, all kinds of fascinating topics. And I'm still studying it. It's just, my spiritual path is ask questions and seek answers.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, in the Verde Valley, do you know what the number of vortexes are?
Of the type we're talking about, in the Sedona area, there are 7.
7? 5
electric, 1 magnetic, 1 electromagnetic. But there are also other vortexes, such as Montezuma's Well, Montezuma's Castle. Those areas are vortexes as well. There are places the energy has been put there by the earth. It'd be kind of like if you look at the earth body as our body, and say we get a scratch or something, our body sends information and energy there. You know, clotting factors, T cells, white blood cells, and once that's healed, the information or the energy is dissipated back into the body to do other things. Doesn't mean these are wounds or sores or anything like that. It's just that's the concept that's practiced in there, and it's the Earth's decision to put them where she wants them.
Interesting.
And we also create vortexes. When you build a house, you assemble energy in the form of wood, concrete, furniture, paint. And once that's assembled, that vortex has a certain feeling about it.
Yes, it does.
And everything you bring into that vortex changes that feeling.
That is true.
And that's what feng shui is.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah. It's, in fact, in China and Japan, that's been a science for thousands of years. And over here, we call it interior decoration. It's the same thing.
Feng shui sounds cooler.
Placement of objects, you know, and movement of energy, things like that.
Right.
That's all this is about, is energy. And since everything is energy, the general term vortex can be described as any concentration of energy anywhere in the universe for any purpose for any period of time could be called a vortex as a general description. So every tree, rock, mountain, our bodies, our relationships, cars, houses, offices, schools, factories, hospitals, all vortexes of energy. But when we talk about the Sedona vortexes, we're talking about vortexes in an entirely different category. These are formed by the Earth consciously for the Earth's own purposes in the Earth's own time, which is geological time.
Neat. Wow, Ron, you're amazing. So full of information. You can check him out online. You can go to secretmountaintours.com or personalvortextours.com. Lots of great information on Ron's websites. If you want to get in contact with him, ask him any questions, or you want to read more about it or hear more about it, or just find out more about this incredibly fascinating man that I worked so hard to get on the show for 5 years, Check him out, personalvortextours.com or Secret Mountain Tours. Thank you so much for being here, Ron.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure having you. We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Of course, standing here in one of the most beautiful places on earth. Yes, right here in Sedona, of course, with Keep Sedona Beautiful. We have a member here with us, Nancy Spinelli. She's also the chair of the Keep Sedona Beautiful Native Plant Workshop, which was an amazing event put on at Verde Valley School. Congratulations. Thank you. The 40th annual. It was absolutely awesome. If you missed it, you got to try again next time. But Keep Sedona Beautiful, you've got your hands in everything wonderful around Sedona. I have to say, there's so much good stuff coming out of Keep Sedona Beautiful these days.
We try very hard. You know, we were involved in the Dark Sky Initiative, where Sedona was the sixth city in the world internationally to get that designation. We do the, we've joined the Sustainability Alliance, where there's 7 different members. Next month, Sustainability Alliance is promoting Earth Month, not Earth Day, but Earth Month.
May is Earth Month.
So if you go to vvearthday.com, you can get your event, whatever it may be, whether you're just offering a discount, whether you're putting on a plant sale, putting on a program, make sure you get your button on there so that people can follow it. We're hoping to have over 100 events on there.
Nice, nice. I know that's a wonderful new change in how things are done. It's not just Earth Day anymore, it's Earth Month. As it should be, of course, as they say, Earth Day every day. But if we can take, it's going to take a month to fill in all those wonderful events that we're having that are going to be around. And of course, you said the website is
vvearthday.com.
vvearthday.com. Make sure you check that out. Okay, keepsedonabeautiful.org is the website for Keep Sedona Beautiful. And thank you for the work that you're doing. And truly, I have been a resident in this area for a long time now, and I have seen what you guys have done. So it's amazing. How do you get your funding for that?
Well, we do have membership dues, which it's now time to renew. Everybody, please get out there and make your payment. But we also have sponsors. Like for the Native Plant Workshop, we put it on the back of our poster, but over 70 businesses support not only the Native Plant Workshop, but everything that Keep Sedona Beautiful does.
Sure.
So that's where a lot of our funding comes from.
Well, sure. Well, it benefits them. The more beautiful the area is, the better it is. One of the programs that you have that I think is great is litter lifters. I think that's great because I've traveled all over and I've seen the highways and byways, and yeah, the littering is, I'm amazed people still litter. What's wrong with you people? But the litter lifters is an amazing program. Tell us about that.
Well, there's over 100 members that work on 70 miles of Sedona roads. And they go out, you know, anywhere from every couple weeks to at least once a quarter to go and pick up the litter that we do that. So, and they are looking for more people to help out.
There you go.
So they are asking for someone with a great love for Sedona's beauty, relatively physically fit, and extremely dedicated and responsible.
Nice.
They were saying back in 1997, the value of the litter lifters was over $400,000 for that year. They figure it's doubled by now.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So can you imagine if we had to pay for someone to pick up our litter?
And I drive back and forth, I commute a lot, and everyone's happy and having a great time. So check out the Litter Lifters program with KeepSedonaBeautiful.org. That's a great thing. You also do a speaker series.
Yes, we just had one last night on wolves. Next month we are going to, in honor of Earth Month, we are having Lynn Nemeth, who is the Executive Director of the Arboretum at Flagstaff. And she is going to be talking on climate change and our local landscape. So that will be April 10th, which is the second Wednesday of every month, September through May, that we do this. And it starts at 5:30. Carpool, get there early so that there's parking for you. You'll enjoy snacks by El Rincon. And it's a wonderful program.
Nice.
I mean, fascinating.
Okay, so every second Wednesday of the month, you have a speaker series, and it's different. And we can find that information on KeepSedonaBeautiful.org.
Yes.
The information about what's happening.
Look under programs and then go down to speaker, and that's where you'll find it.
Who's coming in May?
We're going to have Hugh Deno is coming with the movie Viva la Verde, which they filmed in the Verde Valley. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you have a chance, do stop in and see it.
Nice.
Great movie.
Now, what brought you to be a member of Keep Sedona Beautiful? What attracted you to the organization?
The speaker series.
Yeah?
I came to one of their speaker series, and one of the gals who's been there for a year before said, we need people to help out. We have this event coming up, the Native Plant Workshop. Would you like to be on the committee? Voila, I came on the committee, and I've chaired it the last 9 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a great organization with great people.
Absolutely. Where do you see the biggest growth with Keep Sedona Beautiful? What's the next big thing for what are you trying to take on?
So one of the other programs that we do is what we call the Awards of Excellence. And they've been doing that for many years now, where we identify those with exemplary service and or environmental accomplishment to say that this is what somebody has gone out and done something wonderful.
Wow.
So it's a great program to say, you did a great job, thank you, and we want to acknowledge that.
Nice.
And hopefully others will take the hint and also do something similar.
Yeah, and I would say I've seen the businesses that have been recipients of that award, and I think, wow, right on for that guy. I want to make sure I support him because he got the Keep Sedona Beautiful, Excellence Award. That's amazing. So we want to join up. We want to be a member of Keep Sedona Beautiful. Do we go to the website?
Yes, please.
KeepSedonaBeautiful.org.
And there's a place where you can donate, and they'll also tell you how to become a member.
Okay.
And you can do it all online, or you can stop by the office on Brewer Road and write out a check or give them cash.
Well, there you go. If you want to give some money, or you want to give some time, or you want to become a member, KeepSedonaBeautiful.org. That's where you got to go. Nancy, thank you. We'll be right back, so don't go away.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
I wish I was a steel belt tire rolling around a wheel, never knowing where we're going, just that it's far from here. Carrying the truck and trailer, all of 16 kids with mom and dad steering. In the old wood panel wagon, when the engine finally seized, and all over the interstate, oil and antifreeze. He turned the key, but the engine only whined, and Daddy laughed to keep from crying. In 20 years of marriage, the vows didn't feel the same. Well, all he had was work, and all she had was his name. And told him that she loved him, but she couldn't make up her mind. And Daddy left to keep from crying. And I feel just like a steel belt tire falling between the lanes. The traffic goes around me, and I'd probably do the same. Wishing I was a newborn child, knowing what I know, like when to look away and not see the things I saw. The cold side of the pillow, Daddy laid in bed for weeks. Well, I shook that doctor's hand, damn near pulled him off his feet. He finally spit it out that we didn't have much time, and Lord, I laughed to keep from crying. Well, I laughed to keep from crying.
Thank you, Hank. Hank Erwin, everyone. Well, that made me cry. See, here, I hate that. I hate that. How'd you do that? Wow, that was a very moving song.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for writing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
That takes amazing talent to move somebody, you know, to a point of get all emotionally welled up in a song. You know, it's your performance, it's your delivery, it's the musical arrangement, it's everything. So, and that's one of your songs from your latest album.
Yeah, that'll be on the new album. That's all it's called still right now. The new album. We had a working title of the Copper album, which isn't confirmed still, but we're still kind of calling it that for now until seeing if you know, some other title just kind of falls out of the sky, like, oh yeah, that's the one.
Oh, and you'll know it.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it hits you.
Hopefully.
You will know it.
Yeah,
well, you're past the hard part. You've written everything.
Yeah.
It's in the mixing stage now.
It's in the we've written, recorded, and yeah, now it's being mixed, and so that's a tedious process also, though. You know, it's the trying to explain to someone what the sounds in your head are like. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it gets easier with time, you know, or when you have more references, you know, like, oh, you know, that song, like, here, you know, make the drums sound like that, or make the bass sound like that. So that's what I've been trying to do right now, and then it's just a matter of, you know, what needs to be higher or lower, or you know, sometimes I use funny descriptions. Like there was one song where I said I wanted the guitar solo to come in like a Chuck Norris kick to the chest.
All right.
Just like this big note, just like come in and just hit real hard, you know, like so it just kind of, you know, takes your breath away. Hopefully.
That's something an artist would say.
Yeah, well, you know, you can get real technical or something, or you know, you can just, you know, because the mixing engineers and producers I work with, you know, are artists also, you know, very much. So it's like if you can get descriptive, you know, in a sense like that, then I think, you know, it's easier even, you know. It's like I could say bring it up 2 decibels or something like that, but it's like
boring.
Yeah, you know, it's like, you know, what does that mean?
Wow.
So,
how long has this been in the works now?
This album, oh my gosh. Well, I watched my last appearance here last night, and I haven't in a long time, but I realized that was almost 2 years to the date. And I was talking about it then as if it was like, oh man, I'm like behind to get this thing going. So
And I remember the albums that I mentioned at the time, that some friends of mine had albums that were coming out that was inspiring me to get moving. And now pretty much all of them have new albums coming out at this point even. So I'd say we're pushing 2.5 years in the making, probably rough. I mean, and longer for the writing. You know, the writing's been going on some of these songs since my last album, really. So we're pushing 5 years for that, maybe something. So
that's really normal, though.
Yeah.
A good album takes a while. It's like, you know, the wine or the whiskey. It's got to age and mellow and change around. And what have you been doing for the past 2 years? We've missed you.
I've been on the road. I've just been I've been playing as much as humanly possible. I love performing, so I like traveling. I enjoy being on the road. So I've just been trying to stay busy as I can and trying to figure out, you know, how to keep the ball rolling and you know, meeting new people and hopefully, you know, making exciting things happen. And so yeah, that's just it's exciting and monotonous at the same time. And the excitement can become monotonous also. So it's really interesting. And then, you know, you get off tour and then you got nothing to do. It's like you're just like, you know, there's always this kind of crash after you get off a tour where you got a couple of days of just sitting around watching Netflix or something because you just need to recover.
Brad, that's it. You do need to recover.
Yeah.
Well, now that you're back in the Verde Valley, what can we expect from you? Where are you playing?
Well, actually, this is my last performance here right now because I have to get back on the road tomorrow.
Wow.
And I won't be back until probably October.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad. You were gone for longer last time, so
yeah.
October's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So I'm looking forward to it. I still don't have anything booked yet, but I am already talking to Mainstage about doing a record release show there, and hopefully I'll have a full band with me and throw a big old shindig to release the new album. That's hopefully.
Keep me in the loop.
Yeah.
We can bring you back. That will be very, very exciting.
Sure.
And of course, you'll be keeping us posted on Facebook. If you go to Facebook /Hank Erwin Music, you can find you there, and that's real easy, so we can check you out there every day. Of course, there's hankerwinmusic.com, all kinds of information, great photographs. You can listen to the different tracks that are going to be on the album. Maybe put in a message or two about what you think the album should be called after you hear one or two.
There you go. Yeah, it's a good idea. I thought about taking a lyric from one of the songs.
Yeah, that was good. What was that last song called?
I've been calling that one Daddy Laughed.
Yeah, that was a good one. You can make me cry with the next one, too.
Well, I don't know.
What's the next one called?
It's called Altana.
Altana. Ooh, I
so
like
that. I tell this story about it. It's I wrote it about a girl I met in Austin, Texas, and I used her real name in the song, which is generally not cool to do.
But it's a beautiful name.
It is a beautiful name.
Altana, I love your name. Beautiful.
Well, yeah. Well, she said it was okay. I asked her many times, like, you sure this is all right if I do this? And she said, yes.
Oh, great.
So,
well, good. I can't wait to hear it. Thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you all watching the Verde Valley Experience. Check us out, verdevalleytv.com. Check us out on YouTube and on our Facebook page. See you again next time.
Altana, don't you let go of my hand. I might speak a language that you don't understand, but I do my best, girl, to try to explain. You're a torch and a half gasoline in my vein. Altana, hold on. We won't be here very long. And even if you can't understand, don't you let go of my hand. And blindsided while I was driving you home, and now we're both laying dying in the middle of the road. Well, I can't even shiver though everything's so cold. I thought we'd go together, but I thought we'd be old. Altana, hold on. help will be here before long. And even if you can't understand, don't you let go of my hand. People starting to gather around, eyes open wide and a hand on the mouth. Well, touch me like you always did one more time. I'd rather go up the flames than go too cold to cry. Athena, hold on. We won't be here very long. And even if you can't understand, don't you let go of my hand. Athena, hold on. Help will be here before long. And even if you can't understand, don't you let go of my hand.